Okay, so I'm here today and I am going to be discussing with you about it's a marriage thing. Alright, and the topic is knowing what to do in a failed marriage. It's going to be a broad topic and I'm going to be taking it step by step, but this episode is just an introduction to it. So, you see, marriage is a glorious institution ordained by God Himself. He knows it is good, and that's why He gave it to us, right? It's so glorious. There are certain achievements in marriage also. It's just the enemy just tries to, take hold of it and just destroy God's plan for marriage, and it seems he's so winning. You see, there are roaring issues in marriages. I call it roaring issues because they are so terrorizing. They cause anxiety in the younger ones, even in couples themselves. Yeah, so many is going on in marriages now that, it takes courage for one to jump into it. Yeah, but I tell you that there is glory if it's being run in God's own plan. It's just that oftentimes we also neglect God's own plan and then we adopt the rampart plan which comes from the devil. Yes, because it's his own side is more rampart than God's side. Yeah, so we have the issue of failed marriages these days, and it seems women are victims of it. Yeah, because there was a story of a woman who got married to her husband, and like they were just starting up life from the scratch and like that, and the parents of the husband and the family members, they were so supportive of the marriage, pouring praises on the wife for being a good wife, a good woman, sticking by the husband despite the bad times and all of that. And it got to a stage where things got better actually. They had a house, a mansion, and they moved in all together with the family members. I mean, the parents and the siblings of the husband. Subsequent times, the husband began to have an affair, infidelity, and to the level he intended bringing the woman home. And he asked the wife herself, to back out of the bedroom because he was going to bring in a new woman. And so she packed to her children's room. It was so tight, but yeah, she endured it. There was no choice. And then he and the family members and the new wife would taunt this woman, the first wife, and make jest of her or to make her feel bad. And they got to a level they wanted her out of the house entirely. This is a woman who stood by the husband from the scratch up to the level of, the mansion level. And now she's been kicked out of the house with the kids. So in this scenario, what should this woman do? I mean, when all these things were going on before she was being thrown out, I'm sure that she would have known that it was going to get to the level of she being thrown out of the house with her kids. Yeah, because the man's family were not in support of her. And there was no one to convince the husband to come back to his family. And then the new wife would rather, add more fire to the fire that was already on. So there was just absolutely no way for her. So before packing out of the house, what are the necessary plans that she ought to have made, knowing definitely she was going to be thrown out? And then after being thrown out, what should she do? Because life has to go on. Her children are there. So what are the steps? This is because this issue is rising up in a rampant way now, such that it's everywhere on social media. It's happening in real life. I've seen so many cases like this, and then there's just gotta be a way, because you see, the younger ones are afraid of going into marriage, and that's what the enemy wants. He don't want us to enjoy the glory in marriage, but I tell you, there is so much glory. So before he completely succeed in this plan, there is a way of coping this issue. Yeah, there is a way. Okay, marriages must happen. Godly marriages must happen. That's just it. So this is where I'm going to stop today, and we'll take up from here in my next episode. And like I said, I'm going to be involving people who will help, who have had experiences, who will help in giving us solutions to these issues. I know definitely bit by bit we're gonna get solutions. Those who are already affected, that are already victims, it's so sad, but I believe there is a way for you too to cope up with yourself and your children. And those who are already facing it, I know there will be a way, there will be something you will need to do. And for those who are not yet there, I pray you don't get there. I pray things get better with you, and those who are yet to be married, have been afraid, we will get there. Marriage is a good thing when God is involved. So stay tuned, and thank you for listening.